here we have one simple report inside of Cognos Analytics. This report only has one list, and here is one numeric column which we want to filter. In order to filter this column, we have to click on filter button in this toolbar, but we do not see our filter button in this toolbar. The reason is because Cognos report can have multiple lists, so Cognos wouldn't know what list to filter. And to help Cognos, first we have to choose our list, and we will do that by clicking anywhere in this list. I will click, for example, here. Now our list is chosen, and now we have this filter button. I will click on this filter button, and then I will click on edit filters. And here all of the almost all of the filters will appear when we create them. I will add a new filter by clicking on this plus button. Then we can choose between these three kinds of filters. This first kind is simple filter on one column, and in this example we will use this kind of filter. First we have to choose our column. I will choose Monkey column, and then I will click on OK. And here we can just type some value, for example 5. So we are looking for the values that are greater than 5. When I click now on OK, we can see our filter appearing here in this pane as a formula. And then we can add another filter by clicking here on plus. We can again choose our Monkey column, OK, and we will just enter some other value, for example 7, OK, and now we have two filters. We can select one of these filters, and then we can click here on this minus, and now we have deleted that filter. If we click on OK, our filter will be applied, and we can see how our filter works. Now we will go back to that dialog. We will click again on this filter button and then on edit filters, and then we can double click on this filter. That dialog will appear again, and now we can reverse our filter. Instead of keep these values, we can select exclude these values, and then we can click on OK. Now this formula is changed because it has a not keyword in front. And when I click on OK, we will only see values that are 7 or smaller. So we have reversed our filter. We will again go to filter button and then to edit filters. And now we can select this filter, and then we can click on this pencil. In this case, we will get our filter dialog again. And now I will change this back to keep these values. But now I will show you operators. So here are different operators, greater than, less than. They're all similar. The only different operator could be this operator between, because now we have to provide two values, for example 7 and 10. And when I click on OK, we can see how formula looks like now. And when I click on OK, we will only get values 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we will go again to our filter dialog. We go to filter button, edit filters, and then we will double click on our filter. Now instead of using this filter that is based on range, we will now create a filter that is based on individual values. We will now jump to this second tab, and here first we will delete this value 7 and 10. They are remnants from a previous filter, so we will just delete them by clicking on remove all, or by clicking here on this minus signs. And now we can select some individual values. First I will show you that by using page down and page up, we can see all of the values that we can use for our filter. I will select values 1, 2, and 3. They will appear here in this right pane, so that means that these values will be used for filter. We can reverse our filters, so instead of keeping these values, we can exclude these values if we want to. And when I click on OK, we will see a formula that describes our filter. And when I click on OK, we will see how our filter works. We will go again to our filter dialog, edit filters. We will change this filter. We will first remove all of these selected values, and then I will show you what to do if this list here is too long. In that case, we can use search. If I type here, for example, 5 and enter, only 5 will be found. I can select it. Then I can type, for example, 7 and enter. Only 7 will be found. I can select it. And now we have these two values selected for our filter. I will remove both of them. But we have another way how we can select that is filter based on many values. We can manually input our values. I will click here, and first I will change this delimiter. For example, I can change it to plus sign, and then I can type here some values. For example, 4 plus 8 plus 10. When I click on add, those values will be part of our filter. I will remove these values. We can also do something else. If I again click here on manual input items, I will change delimiter to new line. In this case, I can just copy values. I will go here to text editor. I will copy these values. I will go back. I will paste them here, and I will click enter once. Now I can click on add, and only those values will be filtered. We will explain one more thing here. This search field is searching through numbers as a text. We can conclude that if we drop this menu here, and we can see that we are looking for all of the numbers that start with this that we type. For example, if we type 1 and then enter, we will find all of the numbers that starts with 1, or we can look for all of the numbers that start the 10th with 1, or we can even type several numbers. For example, we will use this delimiter comma, and then we can type values like 1, 2, 3. We will choose this operator contain any of these keywords. When I click on enter, we will see all of the number that contains these figures here. We can also change a presentation of this list. I will change this to descending, and I will also disable this option automatically populate value list. So when I click on OK, and if I go back to our filter, we will not see our numbers. We have to turn them on again. I will turn them on again by enabling this option automatically populate value list. And then when I click on OK, and then if I go back, I will again see our numbers, but this time they are in descending order. This is because we changed this order from ascending to descending.